Today, we're talking with Pika, the #1 Daryl player in Brawl Stars in the entire world. So if you want to learn how to get better at Daryl, how to win at Showdown, what brawlers to team up with, and what game modes to play on, stay tuned because we're going to go over all that and a whole lot more, and we're going to do it right now. What is up, everybody? Zerohour is back with you again for another Brawl Stars video, and today we have the #1 Bull player. He's been #1 with Bull several seasons in a row and several seasons altogether. We have Pika with us. What's up, Pika?
Nothing much. Let's get right into the interview.
All right, man. Sounds like a deal. So this past season you ended as #1, right?
Yeah.
Dude, that's awesome, man. Congrats. Now, I know recently they just put out some balance changes, and Bull got a little bit of a nerf. He took an HP hit, as well as his star power is now activated at 40% instead of 50, and I think you called that out, if I'm not mistaken, didn't you?
Yeah, I actually did. I did an interview with Food Time. Sorry for the plug, but
I know, absolutely. Link will be down, description below for you guys.
Yeah, I called out the nerf, word for word.
That's awesome, man. So do you... Evidently, you probably think the nerf was merited, huh?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so do you think Bull is still top tier? Do you think he's still, you know, arguably the best tank brawler in the game? Or do you think that nerf, along with the buffs to the other ones, kind of took him down a notch?
Definitely took him down a notch. He's still the middleman. He's a combination of Daryl and Primo, but it's only been like 2 days after the nerfs and buffs. You need to see how it works out.
Sure, absolutely. Well, I know you were definitely sick with Bull, and a lot better than I can ever be. So I want to know, basically, what's your advice? What would you tell someone who maybe isn't as good with Bull, doesn't use Bull as much? What would you tell them to help them up their Bull game?
You want to stay hidden in the grass. You want your enemy to think you're like AFK. They don't know you're there. So you could just jump out of the grass, like 2-shot, 3-shot them, maybe dash right in since they don't know you're there, cause some ruckus, maybe get the gem, get the man with the most stars, and just dash right out, zoom in and out.
Okay, awesome. So just kind of lie in wait, then they get close and just jump them.
Yeah.
Awesome, man. So Bull, he's a beast. Once he gets below 40%, that star power, if you have him maxed out, will activate and increase his attack. Is it attack power and attack speed, or what is his star power exactly?
It's just attack speed. His normal reload is 1.6 seconds. When it falls to 40%, it's 0.8 seconds. It's actually the same reload as Primo.
Oh, wow. Nice, man. So what game modes would you say that Bull really shines on? What are his best game modes to bring him into?
In my personal opinion, smash and grab. Since the gems are a factor, you can kind of predict your opponent's moves. So especially you can use your charge pretty nicely, predict where they go. Just land right next to them, pop off a few shots, they're down.
Gotcha.
And
now,
it's also some people just call it a Pika charge. I just wait for the gem grabber to go to a gem. I just charge to the gem where it is. They're right where the gem is. I just pop off a few shots, they're down. I charge out with all the gems.
Wait. Now, we've got to rewind this. Did you tell me some people call this the Pika charge? You have an entire move named after you?
Sadly.
That is awesome, man. Oh, I wish I had a move. If I had a move, it would be called the Zero Die, because I would just, you just go in there and die. That's the only move I have. So with Bull on Smash and Grab, you're saying that's one of the best game modes to use him on. Would you, for Smash and Grab, would you say he needs to be the gem carrier, or is he strictly aggro?
Strictly aggro. Try not to grab gems unless they're at, enemy spawn. You get them, you charge out, obviously.
Okay.
And maybe if your gem grabber is down, you have to get the gems from the mine so enemy team doesn't get them.
Sure, makes sense.
Most of the time, I try to stay away from gems.
Okay, sounds like a deal. And in case anybody doesn't know, what aggro means is it means you go in there, you're distracting the enemies, trying to take them out, and you're not really worried about picking up the gems. You'll have someone else in your group do that, and you're just causing a ruckus, taking everyone out, and just having a good time, basically.
Yeah.
All right, so Smash and Grab. Any other game mode that you would say Bull is just really good at?
Before, like, the massive update before star powers were introduced, I think Bull was decent bounty on some maps. Really just Outlaw Camp, Snake Prairie, and sorry, I can't remember the other one. It's like the Bone Box ripoff.
Gotcha. Okay, I know what you're talking about.
But with the introduction of Bow Star Power and the Long Range Brawler Star Powers, it makes Bull really tough to use. Bow just sees through all the grass. He can't hide.
Sure.
You know who he is. You can't get that surprise factor out of him.
Okay.
And obviously, long range, they just poke at him. He's kind of a free super to them.
Gotcha, because of their range and they can see him, and Bull kind of has to be up close or at least be able to hide, huh?
Yeah.
Alright, well that makes sense. Alright, so Pika, now let's say Bull's in Showdown. What is your strategy on that to get first place?
Well, first, what map are we talking about? Do you want to start with Feast or Famine or a tougher map?
I think we should do Feast or Famine. That's probably one of Bull's best maps, I would say, on Showdown, huh?
Yes, in my opinion, it's the only usable map, unless you know everyone.
Okay.
He excels at high damage, so you just go into mid. And since, unless someone's for some reason going in as Bow, they don't see you, you can just surprise them, 3-shot them. Then you just have to be wary. Because if you just start going in on boxes, you're out of ammo, someone surprises you, you can't fight back, they kill you.
Okay, so...
But yeah, I mostly recommend going mid, but... Well, for most people, but I typically go on the outside. If there's 2 boxes, then go mid, so I can at least secure a couple power-ups if I don't do well in mid.
Okay. So if you're Bull, and it's Feast or Famine, which is pretty much the only Showdown map you're saying go into with Bull.
Yeah.
And, okay, Feast or Famine, go in the middle, unless you have a couple boxes that have spawned right near you. Go get them, then go in the middle, and kind of wait and see other people, see if they're attacking the boxes. If they are, take them out, and then get the boxes, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, good advice, man, good advice. I know back when I first started playing, I'd go in there as Bull or Primo, you know, because Primo back in the day was super OP, and I'd just go for those boxes, and people would see me, and they'd take me out, so that's great advice. I had to learn the hard way. I should have talked to you first. Alright, well, go on.
For the other maps, you can't really use them, because it's much more spread out. There's not just one giant chunk of grass. It's just small patches of grass, but people always check them, so you can't really hide. They just find you. And obviously, they team, it's like a 5 vs 1. Unless you have your ult, you can't do anything but die.
Yeah, and then once that gas starts closing in, your ult is basically obsolete at that point too.
Yeah, because you can't corner them, because, you know, the map is so big, it's kind of hopeless.
Yeah, yeah. Alright, well, definitely good advice. Feast or Famine, go there. Don't really use Bull on any other map, and if you do, just hope you don't have all the Barleys, Dynamites, and every other small brawler team up against you.
I mean, the one time it worked for me, because I charged in. The Barleys, they all try to hit me, but this friendly fire, they just kill themselves.
Nice. Alright, so that's what we do on Showdown. Now, what about Brawl Ball? What would you say about that? What's your advice there?
He's more usable now. I don't use him too much because Brawl Ball is almost never up unless it's a friendly battle, but I kind of just treat it like bounty, except when I get the ball I have to try to score or just pass it back to my teammates, because Bull's kind of just meant to be the killer in a Brawl Ball team. Just get down, like maybe their Primo or their Shelly and their Colt, get close.
Gotcha. And if you don't have anyone else to break boxes, you got to break down all those boxes too, huh?
Yeah. I think his best map is Backyard Bull, because there's that giant line of boxes. His super is as long as that, so he just charges, he breaks all of those boxes. The team doesn't have anything covering the goal except for those 2 side boxes.
Yep. Alright,
and then Triple Dribble, in my opinion, that was my favorite map. That's the one I pushed on to get #1 global first.
Nice.
It's mostly dominated by lobbers, but not the lobbers typically overextend so you can get to range, and with his speed buff, you get closer and closer, you do more damage. You can take them out kind of easily.
Okay.
And once you break all the walls also on the map, they can't lob behind you.
Gotcha. So priority is taking out those walls, huh?
Yeah. And then Pinhole Punt, in my opinion, is the best. It has the most grass, the little side compartments, and the middle just has some grass. And it regrows, so you can use it the whole game.
Very nice.
But at high level, people always check the grass, so you kind of want to stay the small side compartments. Unless you're pretty confident, you can get up close and take them out.
Okay.
Oh, also, he completely destroys Mortis, so that's a bonus.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And well, Mortis isn't really as big of a threat now that the bounce changes came out in Brawl Ball.
You can still dribble with him, that little kick ball get thing. It's not as effective and it's much harder to do, but if you can do it, he's still effective.
Gotcha. Okay. So he's the anti-Mortis, hide in the grass, take out the obstacles, and basically just kind of inch your way up to the lobbers and take them out in a couple shots once you get to them.
Yeah, and I recommend staying away from the ball because you're a killer, not a ball carrier. That's for like a Crow or a Mortis.
Okay, so go aggro once again.
Yeah, but if you have the ball and you're in a tight situation, just and no teammates around you, you kind of just want to pass it to the enemy, try to get a kill, because you're practically you're not gonna really survive like a 2v1 with the ball.
Makes sense.
Yeah, and obviously if you're close to the goal and you have tons of HP, try to walk the ball in or just shoot it, score.
Yeah, because he's still pretty tanky. I mean, they took a couple hundred hit points off of him, but he's still pretty beefy.
Yeah, second most HP. He still has around 7,000 max level.
Yeah, it's an insane number. It's so good. All right, man. Well, that's awesome. Moving on. Now, what game modes would you kind of stay away from with Bull, or is he just not quite as good as the other brawlers?
Heist. At least lower cups, he could be kind of a replacement Crow, because he could just dash through the walls, get right next to the safe, do massive damage to it.
Sure, absolutely.
But at high level gameplay, the main comp is really Crow, Cold, Barley, so they just poke at him, they all outrange him massively. He can't really be used against them.
Gotcha. So lower levels, would you say probably up to what, the 300 cup range, trophy range? You can probably use Bull and Heist. After that, it'll be a little more difficult. He can still be used, but he'll just be kind of outshone by the main meta comp right now, which, like you said, is that Barley, Crow, Colt hybrid mix. Or here, let me word it differently. What trophy range would you say stop using Bull on Heist?
340, 380. I have a mini. That's when I started facing more long-range brawlers and robbers.
Okay, all right. So, also, now we know what game modes he's good at. What comps would what comps kind of complement Bull? Who would you want to go into Smash and Grab with Bull?
A good gem grabber, one that could dish out the most, not damage, but just push them back the most. Really just Pam. She could dish out the most, if she could hit all the shots, most damage, but she just pushes them back, pressures them. He needs the pressure.
Okay, so a high-pressure brawler.
Yeah, and then also, in my opinion, Rico. A good Rico can dominate and push everyone back. So they're just really focused on the Rico, and they won't see Bull coming. You could just go right in, get like a team kill, go back out.
Gotcha. Yeah, Rico is crazy strong right now, especially now that they've modified all the maps, or some of the maps, and it seems to me that there's a whole bunch more things to bounce your shots off as Rico.
Yeah, I did some bot brawls to check out the new maps. There's more walls, especially Mushroom Cave. More walls, more bounce shots, more OPness.
Yeah, because Rico was already pretty strong in the meta, and now that they've changed it around, it seems like, kind of like you're saying, you know, team him up with Bull, it'll be even harder to kind of stay away from Rico, and then Bull's just going to sneak up from behind and take them all out.
Yeah.
Awesome, man. Awesome. So, is there anything else? Any other kind of Bull, you know, sneak peeks or hints or tips you can give us? Because what did you end your Bull at last season? How many trophies?
Like 850. I tilted from 875, but yeah, around 850. But some tips. Well, first, upgrade wise, I recommend damage. At max level, he does just about 3k a hit. So he packs a massive punch, and then I will focus on his health. He's second most tanky. He kind of needs it due to his short range.
Okay, so you're saying
And-
get his damage up first, then his health.
Yeah, I would do like 2 damage upgrades, 1 health upgrade, and his super, I mostly use it for mobility. He doesn't do too much damage with it. It can be a finisher, but you have to get them really low to actually use it properly.
Gotcha. And I've seen you, I've played with you and I've played against you. I always would rather be on your side. But I've seen you do, you know, a maneuver where basically you have Bull's Charge and you'll run in. Let's say the opponent's up against the wall and kind of running away or, you know, trying to get out of dodge, basically. And what you'll do is you'll use your super into the wall so you don't use all of your super, and it'll stop you either right in front of them or right behind them or right on top of them. And that's a crazy good maneuver, man.
Oh yeah, one time I actually got a whole team kill with that. They weren't expecting it. I just hit the whole team.
Well, that's awesome. So anything else? All right, you've basically told us how to upgrade them, what they're good with, you know, what brawlers to team up with Bull. What brawlers would you say you need to stay away from?
Primo, kinda. You can outrange him. You kinda want to get him, like you said earlier, up against the wall so you can't use your full super. And then just get not on top of him. You out damage him point blank.
Okay. So let's say... Go on.
Daryl outranges you, so you have to stay hidden, surprise him, because Daryl, it's pretty hard to hit both shots, so you can out damage him if the Daryl user is not so proficient. Pretty much that's how you go against the Daryl. Stay hidden because he outranges you.
Gotcha. All right, now let's say you get into a Primo fight. It's you one-on-one versus a Primo. Everyone else is doing their own thing. How should you fight a Primo? Should you just be backing up and shooting and trying to lure him into you? Or what's the best way to go on taking out a Primo?
How I do is mostly poke at him, get my ult up, then what you said earlier, just corner him against the edge of the map, charge, go on top of him, and like 3-shot him.
Okay, nice. So get your pokes in, just kind of shoot back up, and try to back him into a corner, and then just take him out from there.
Yeah.
Awesome, man. Well, I do appreciate it. Thank you so much. Congrats on all the Bull success, and I hope I don't run into you in the Brawl Stars arena. But thank you. Anything else you want to talk about? Do you have any channel or Twitter, anything you want people to go check out?
No.
Nice. Okay, awesome, man. Well, that's going to wrap it up, guys. If you have any other questions for Pika, do me a favor, leave them down in the comments. I'll definitely relay them to him and get you guys answers. But as of today, that's going to be it. If you are still here, you definitely know what to do. Smash that like button, hit subscribe, and as always, keep on brawling.